Greetings, Cubs. Welcome and welcome back again. It's time to step into the lion's den. So today I'm going to do a reading on the entire BlackSwan scandal and pretty much the issues between Fatsu and Leia. For all of you who don't know what's going on, I did leave links or to TikTok videos and other things that's explaining what's going on. You can also check out Black Nina Speaks channel. She talks about it as well. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, Cubs, and just see what's going on specifically between these two members. And then somewhere towards the end, if I remember, I'm going to go ahead and do a general reading, overall reading on the future of BlackSwan and what's going to happen to them next. What's interesting to me, though, before I get started, is it's funny that even though I know there were some actual threats going on to Fatou before, and there was a while ago you guys asked me to do a reading on it, and I was like, okay, Fatou's in real danger. It's interesting that although this is not the type of danger that I expected or who I thought it would be coming from, it's very interesting that she's still sort of threatened in her career, is still threatened by someone. It's just more surprising that it's coming from allegedly someone in her group. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to have Fatsu to my left and Leia to my right. And I'm going to see what kind of energies are coming off of both of them. And kind of how they feel towards each other. So the cards I pull for Fatou are going to be mostly how Fatou feels about Leia, who will be on my right, and the ones on my, and the one on my right is going to be how Leia feels about Fatou. So I hope that's not too confusing. I have a few decks out here that I'm going to use. All of these two decks, and probably if I use more, are going to be decks by Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith, which will probably be the Alice in Wonderland deck and so on and so forth. But if you just go onto Amazon, you can find those decks. I don't know the name of all of my decks, especially since I always lose the packagings. So sorry if I can't tell you what they are. So let's go ahead and start off with Fatou's genuine feelings about Leia. So we have two cards that fell out already. I want to pull more from here, to be honest. Whoop. And these fell out on Leia's side. I'm going to leave everything. I'm not even going to touch it yet, honestly. I'm actually going to go ahead and keep pulling from more decks and see what I get. Again, starting off with Fatou. Okay. One fell on my chest, and I'll lean forward. There we go. And then there's one that's flipped over here. So Fatou, and then Leia. Okay, that went over to Fatou's side again. Anything for Leia. Okay, nothing's coming out over here for Leia. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to go into this. Fatou's feelings towards Leia. Leia's feelings towards Fatou. I'm going to unfold pretty much all of these in one solid second, y'all. Let me push these decks up so I have a little more room to work. Okay. So from Fatou's end, and Leia's end. Okay, interesting. The first card that I have on Fatou's side and her feeling towards Leia is prey, stalked, invaded, and watched. And it's very interesting because as soon as I first saw it, I said, does she see Leia as prey? But then as I read the word stalked, invaded, and watched, I feel like that's how she feels. Like, almost like her space has been invaded. We also have how she feels towards Leia. This says, I can't actually read that word. Mlaned. I can't tell if that's an M and an L. But anyway, it says madness, ecstatic ritual, energy release. And then we also have power. Okay, those are her 3 cards. And then Leia's 2 cards are the call of the night, daring, adventure, excitement, and then we also have sacrifice, reunification, offering, and letting go. Okay, so it does seem like Fatsu has a lot of resentment or like dislike towards Leia. I feel like she's very annoyed by Leia. I feel like she thinks that Leia is very hyperactive, very much in her face, doesn't know how to chill, kind of breathing down her neck constantly. She feels like Leia's very invasive. Yeah, madness, ecstatic, very hyperactive, doesn't know when to chill. We also have power, so there is some form of power that Leia has that may be over her and or over her peers that she feels that Leia uses to her advantage. Leia, on the other hand, sees Fatsu as cool and daring, and honestly, it seems like she's pretty fascinated by Fatsu. But she also sees, it's very interesting that we have the card sacrifice here. She also sees Fatsu as someone, honestly, who she can kind of get rid of when she no longer needs. Or at least maybe try. It's very interesting that their group is BlackSwan, and on Leia's side, she's holding a swan, you know, with the arrow in its neck. And that's signifying she's willing to me at least, it's standing out to me as she's willing to sacrifice the group, and let it go, just throw it away. You know, she doesn't really, she's like, I can throw it away. I'm going to pull some more cards for Leia before I get to the bottom row, because I feel like there's not enough to sort of explain her side of things. And I want to know more about what Leia thinks about Fatsu and everything. I'm going to turn all these cards upright. It really doesn't matter. I can turn them upright actually when they come out. So, excuse me. Ooh, okay. Wow. Bouncing all over the place. I guess we'll leave that out. Alright. Is there anything that Leia feels towards Fatsu? I don't even know if this is the proper deck to use, but it's gonna be used. Again, this is another Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith deck. This one's Oracles of Shadows and Lights. Okay, so 2 more cards for Leia and how she feels towards Fatsu. Dried flower fairy, sweet memories. She has positive thoughts about Fatsu. And then it says the past returns for time. Yeah, she has positive thoughts about Fatsu. Interestingly enough, but I do see that she can bring up things that were supposed to have been let go of, or bring up stuff that was they may have overcome if they had disagreements or didn't get along. Kind of like someone who just brings up things that happened in the past when there's a current argument going on, even if there's no relation. Continuing on from Fatsu's end, We have how she feels about Leia. Such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Interestingly enough, it seems like she's like, there's still a sense of how she feels like Leia needs to grow up. She's like, Leia needs to get her head on straight. Judging from this card, she's like, she's living in her own fantasy world, which is such a curious dream. That's what this card is called. And she's living in her own fantasy world, and she's like, I need you to grow up. I need you to realize, you know, this space is shared. It's not about you. We have believe, strange encounters. She feels like Leia does very weird things towards her. Like I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm very much getting these two are honestly miscommunications. Like, these two don't get along, and it's not because it doesn't seem like Leia has necessarily so far ill feelings towards Fatu. I do see that she does allegedly seem like she likes Fatu or admires her, thinks she's cool, daring, adventurous, all of this stuff. She's like, this girl is cool. But Fatu feels like, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, you're invasive. You're always on my back. You're always in my space. Like, you don't let me breathe. You do weird things that I don't like, and that's what I'm getting so far. The next card is, you are rare and free. There's not many like you. She does think that she's very unique, but also strange, as Believe says, strange encounters. She's like, this is a unique girl. This girl is weird. This girl has her own unique charms, but again, it's back to funny dream comes back up again. Belong in your own dream, create your own life. She's like, this girl is very self-centered. This girl really only thinks about herself. She does not she doesn't really listen well, I guess, to what Fatu has to say, and not in a controlling way, but it's just how we have the first one, pray. It's like, if I tell you, hey, I need my space, give me my space. If I tell you, hey, I don't want to go out with you today, or, you know, stop hanging off of me, I want you to get off of me. It seems like Leia has I don't know how young Leia is. She sounds like, from the way, it sounds like there's an age gap between them. It sounds like, you know, when there's like a pretty major, not major age gap, but a good enough difference, like a 3-year age gap. And like someone's in middle school and someone's in high school, and the middle schooler keeps trying to play and get in the space of the high schooler, and they're like, you can't hang out with us. Like, some of us are drinking, some of us are doing this. You don't get off of me. Like, you can't be around here. I don't want you hanging out. It's like kind of like when you have sisters that are like, they just don't get along because they're not in the same mental space of maturity or experience. And this one, who I believe, I'm gonna assume Leia is younger, does not grasp that. Okay. Leia's other cards say will and creation. This comes out, these are actually paired with the call of the night, which is dare and adventure, and then communication, offering, and letting go. Okay, so the creation and will, she is willing to create she's willing to create a whole lot of stuff. I do sense that there's a bit of attention seeking from her, but I won't, right now it doesn't seem like it's because she necessarily wants attention on herself from the public, but more so that she throws, I feel like she throws tantrums when people don't want to spend time with her. Like I said, it gives me very childish, why don't you like me? I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm gonna do all of this. Why won't you let me hug you? Why won't you let me? I'm gonna break things. I'm gonna scream. Like, that's what it's giving me so far. Even just by the cards, it's like there's definitely a different mental level here. Let me use my Dark Mirror Oracle deck. I want to know I want to know what more about Leia and her feelings towards Fatsu, because Leia just does not have a lot of cards that come out. And here we go. Envious gluttony. Okay. Fatsu towards Leia, if there's anything. Okay, nothing's coming out here. Okay, hold up. Okay. And for Fatsu towards Leia, it's I won't cry for you. Okay. Yeah. Definitely huge difference of maturity levels here. Okay, so there does seem to be I guess jealousy coming from Leia's point. And there's some hardened pettiness coming from Fatu's part. Fatu's end. She definitely doesn't like Leia, I'll tell you that much. Definitely does not like Leia. She does not. And that's just keeping it 100. She does not like Leia. Okay. So I'm going to scoop these up so it doesn't get messy. And now I want to get into the questions, which is, why doesn't she like Leia? What makes Leia... Why don't she like Leia? I forgot to make sure that these are all upright. I've been doing that recently. Making sure they're all upright so when they flip out in reverse, I know it's meant to be that way. Plus, my psychic teacher always be telling me I have too many reverse cards in my deck, so I try to change that for her. Because she always knows. In fact, I have to call her today. Okay, so we're about to get into more details. Why does Fatu not like or not get along with Leia? Yes, I will be pulling more oracle cards. I'm gonna get all up in their business, so I can find out what's going on. I can piece together the story. All right, why does Fatu not get along well with Leia? Okay, she used to, and I guess that's also what some of the memory cards, because I think there was some memories in here, something about memories, sweet memories. They used to get along. They did. So it's nostalgia, relationship. So even Fatu knows they used to get along. Poverty, ambitions. Okay, so from Fatu's end, they used to get along very well. But, okay, all right. But what seemed to happen was it looks like Leia needed a lot more than they were willing to offer, and kind of started to run them dry with how much energy they were willing to put out to kind of keeping Leia, I guess, afoot. We have ambitions. So yeah, poverty, ambitions. So it seems like Leia's will or drive to work hard and, you know, follow with everyone else, do what they're doing, was not looking too great. It seems like Leia also would distance herself and probably pout and sit in a corner and do childish things like, I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to anyone. And even with the balance here, it seems like it was like for Fatsu, it's like Leia had good days and bad days, but it was often switching. One day she's great, she's doing what she needs to do, and then the very next day she's absolutely, you know, difficult to work with, won't cooperate, and that's what I'm seeing with this estrangement and balance here. Okay. It seems like Fatou definitely tried, even with enlightenment, definitely Fatou, if you notice that there's a little bit of a pattern here, it seems like Fatou seems to be the one who gives out to her the most, like constantly giving her forms of knowledge, reaching out to giving her gifts even when she does not have the energy to tend to her. Like even with this little angel breaking thing, like fixing what was broken and trying to reform a balance. It seems like Fatou is the one who expends the most of her energy. So far I haven't gotten into, I believe the names is Judy and Yonhi. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna, Youngun? I'm not even gonna try to say her name because I don't want to butcher it. But Fatou feels like she's always going out of her way to try to help her, and I'm pretty sure from the way this is looking, it built a resentment and a wall between both of them. She's like, I can't keep picking you up. You can't keep throwing yourself down every time things get a little hard. I can't carry you and myself. Now, Leia, what is her issue with Fatou? Delusions. Harvest time. Now, harvest time is in reverse. Notice dreamer and dreams keep coming up when it's applied to this young woman here. It's a lot of, and then delusions. It's a lot of like, this girl does not come to reality at all. Even with this delusion card, and how I was showing you with the prey, it's like she's always breathing down Fatou's neck, like always. And even with this one, delusion, it's like this princess looking for the frog, and the frog is hiding, right? I also feel like Leia feels like I'm not always in your face. I'm not that annoying. I'm not like, I don't even bother you that much. You're making things up. I feel like that's how she feels. Like she doesn't see it. Harvest time is in reverse. And I'm feeling from Leia, she feels like, you don't even give me that much. Like even in the reading, it seems like she's very much refuting Fatou's feelings. She feels like Fatou is stingy and does not allow her to have things or doesn't give her things. Then we also have Dreamer again. And I noticed it's like the something coming out of the computer, like a hand grabbing this person by the neck. And so I do feel like there's a lot of social media issues that come out, like wanting or wanting to have social attention. We also have wealth and curiosity here. Yeah, I mean, at first, I wasn't thinking that, like, you know, it didn't seem like it was too much on the jealousy or envy side, but more so of I'm like very needy, you know, kind of not really good at doing things, that I'm heavily dependent on everyone else to pick up where I left off. But the more cards that are coming out, no, there is envy and jealousy that comes out. And it's definitely from fans with the Dreamer. There's wealth, so pay. So I don't know how they're getting paid, if they're splitting everything, if some of them are getting paid more than the other. Either way, I also sense that Leia's very curious about Fatou. And not in a good way either, like nosy. There's potential, like kind of, you know, going through phones, going through things, kind of like getting into people's stuff without asking. There's a bit of that. Like I said, she makes me think of like a preteen that is going through adult stuff, or trying to go through your older sister's things without their permission, and you're wearing their clothes and you're moving their stuff around, and you found their you know, a women's section, you know, they're in their drawer or whatever. Like, she makes me think of that person that goes through your stuff and does all of these annoying things because they want you to pay attention to them. Okay, the last oracle that I'm gonna pull before I go to my tarot. Okay, what do I want to ask here? Again, same thing. I'll ask, what was I gonna ask? Whatever. We have Boat and the Runner. It says, receive what you need. Progression, arriving, moving on, closure to issues. We also have the Runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Interesting. Runner in a codependent relationship. And it's, again, kind of how we were talking about, and I was saying, it seems like Fatsu feels like she's often having to carry the weight of Leia, potentially kind of foreigner things. Like, I have to, you know, make sure you don't make the both of us look bad, or I have to communicate with you where the others may not be able to. I have to pick up the pieces. It's always me who has to, you know, do all of these things. And so even these are describing their relationship as very codependent. The Boat, it says, receiving what you need, progression. Again, it's like receiving what you need, and the runner in codependent relationship. It's like she's often giving out things to Leia and taking care of her and taking on the responsibility of being her big sister or mother when she does not want to be. She does not feel like, you know, they're even close enough, or that Leia's at this point deserving of that. Now, they were at a stage where she did not mind taking care of Leia. She did not mind doing things every now and then. But I think their relationship developed to an entitlement, where then Leia felt like Fatu needed to take care of her and needed to do a lot of things. And if she didn't, then that's when I feel like tantrums would come. Okay, let's pull some more on this one for Leia, towards Fatu. Okay, so that's what it was. Fatu towards Leia, Leia to Fatu. Okay, so Leia towards Fatu. Have faith, love is coming. This is a love oracle, by the way. So, and karmic relationship, fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons. Now, Cupid's arrow, right? This is how this girl Leia is feeling. So Cupid's arrow in karmic relationship. So, oh my goodness. Surprise, invitation, or meeting and hesitation. Feeling, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So, a lot of Leia's feelings for Fatu went from good to, I kind of want to make you suffer. It still doesn't really explain to me. Well, no, yes, it did. It explained that it got to a point of codependency and entitlement, and that's why their relationship went sour. When Fatu doesn't want to be her mammy, Leia turns all of the nice or love and care that she has towards Fatu into resentment, and I'm going to make your life hard, and I'm going to be very ugly towards you because you didn't care when I cried, as that card says. What does it say? I won't cry for you. You didn't care when I cried. You didn't take care of me when I needed you to. All of this kind of stuff. There is a very large form of entitlement coming from Leia. That's pretty much all I'm seeing, is like, you used to take care of me, now you don't, and I hate that, so I'm gonna make things very hard for you. Okay, so last we're gonna go into the tarot. I guess that makes a lot of sense, because I'm like, Leia likes or admires Fatsu. She thinks Fatsu is cool, all of that good shit, but honestly, the girl kind of crazy, I think. That's not nice to say. She's childish. I don't know how old she is, so y'all can let me know in the comment section. I do not know how old she is. And she may just honestly be really young. I'm not even going to touch on the racism. I'm not even going to touch on the anti-blackness. Y'all already know what it is. But, let's go ahead and get into how will Fatsu's feelings develop for Leia. So that's what I want to know. Let's find out how will Fatsu's feelings develop for Leia. And then I'm going to, of course, do vice versa. All right. Up. Oof. Jesus Christ. So we have the Three of Cups, the Towers, and the Ten of Wands. So, I do think they may be put in a Get Along t-shirt. So I don't know if they're going to actually remove Leia or now, or remove her at all. I'll have to see. I'm going to go ahead and ask if one of them will be leaving, or if the future of the group in a second. But I see that it's going to be a moment where, once again, like, they're back on good terms temporarily, and then things get really, really bad. Like, they suddenly change drastically, and Fatou is heavily burdened by whatever happens. Now, how will Leia's feelings change for Fatou? Leia will betray Fatou, and it will be public. It's going to be public. It's going to be publicized. A lot of things are going to come out about Leia. Seven of Swords, Sun, Emperor, Four of Pentacles. Yeah. But I do see Leia becoming more successful. Unfortunately. Yeah. They may actually, and I hope this isn't the case, hopefully I'm misinterpreting this, they may pay Fatou to move on. Like, they may be like, here's the lump sum of money. We want you to either say, I don't know, say or do something, or take this L and go ahead and leave, and we're gonna keep Leia. Or, maybe she has to force apologize for something. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's something that it does not sit right that will happen, that will not sit right for Fatou at all. A drastic change, a turnaround, and a huge burden on her and her life. Whereas Leia ends with financial gain and happiness, and even over here we have wealth for Leia. Well, okay. Will Fatou leave the group? Will Leia leave the group? Okay, Leia's gonna go back home. Ooh, or may go back home for a while, but not be out of the group. Leia's gonna put up a fight. Leia's gonna put up a fight. I tell you that much. Leia's gonna put up a fight. She's not gonna go down without a fight. Both of them are going to go at it. Fatu's not going to stand down. Fatu's like, she's not going to stand down. She's not going to be defeated. And honestly, I don't know if this is a good thing for her or not, but Fatu's not going to play fair. Like, Fatsu's going to be like, you really tried to mess my life up. I'm going to mess your life up. I promise you that. Fatsu's not going to play fair. Fatsu's going to come for her. For real, for real. If Leia keeps playing, Fatu is going to come for her. Now, do I see that working out for Fatu in the end? Not necessarily. I hope it does, but... Leia... Oof. Both of these girls have a lot of fiery energy. Both of these girls are like going at it. Like, I mean, they're really going to be going at it. That's all I can say. These girls are really going to be going at it. And where Fatu will fight with her words, to be honest, Leia's going to actually try to hit her. Like, Leia's going to actually try to throw hands. Like, Leia's going to try to throw some hands. I don't know if that will work out in her favor, but she will absolutely try to throw some hands. I see Leia being offered some money as well for something. I don't know what, but... Okay. So, Fatu, I think things work out better for Fatu if she just tries to ignore it for as long as she can. If Fatu can stay quiet for as long as she can and just let that mess ride out, she can end up winning as well, or at least getting in some form of a balance where she doesn't have to go anywhere. She gets to stay in her group and everything. Leia may unfortunately stay as well, so she may still have to continue on dealing with her. But I think that Fatu shouldn't do too much where people will pull up stuff about her and what she did as sort of like revenge to Leia, because as a black woman, anything you do to defend yourself or anything you do when you, especially if you did it out of spite, if someone did something to you and you do it back, you're gonna be the one as a black woman to be kind of criminalized and turned into the aggressor. So unfortunately, I would say for Fatu, she should probably just relax and let them handle it. And if she does, I do see Fatu being able to kind of maintain her position, get a lot of money, be very well taken care of, and all of that. So she just needs to play smarter and not harder, you know? Smarter and not harder is the way to go. Don't fight her, don't do anything, but make sure, I don't know, record her, I guess. Make sure you catch her antics on camera. But if that's what you got to do to prove your case, then that's what you got to do. Lastly, I want to see what's next for BlackSwan. By the way, this deck is the Dark Woods Tarot. You can find it on Amazon, y'all. I do not remember what this deck is called, so sorry. Alright, so I want to know what's next for BlackSwan as a group. What's going to go down in their career? What's the next biggest thing to happen in BlackSwan's career? BlackSwan finna be fighting for their life. Ooh. BlackSwan's gonna have to fight for their life to get to a good place, to be honest. They will get to that good place, but the first step, patience. Don't run this whole situation into the ground. Let people talk, let it blow over. After it's all blown over, just casually release some content. Am I talking? Am I yelling? I'm probably yelling. Casually release some content. You know, whatever video, whatever, even though people are going to bring it up again, let it go. I would not, if I were, whatever their entertainment company is or their label is, deny, let it fly. And that will lead to a more successful career path for BlackSwan. Deny, and let that shit fly. Yeah. They're gonna have to do a better job at protecting their members' privacy. Handle that mess on the inside. Keep it cute or mute, okay? So will they lose a member? Okay, Six of Swords is back. Somebody going home. Somebody's gonna go back overseas for a break. I don't know if they're gonna call it losing a member. I don't know the zodiac signs either. So who? Let me see. Can I get who's gonna go back home? Ooh. I don't know. They didn't even say. I don't know. But yeah, someone's leaving, which is going to lead to a bigger and better dynamic for the group. Yeah, someone's going to get tired of waiting. And just dip on up out of there. And things are going to carry on as usual. Now, I don't know how long this will take. It may be a little cute little second before any of this goes down. I'm not sure, but I do see that there may be like some temporary break or temporary leave, like, oh, so-and-so went back home to sort out their feelings or take a rest. So-and-so really wanted to spend some more time with their family, blah, blah, blah. And then like a while later, so-and-so decided they no longer, that they will no longer be with the company. They have left on good terms, like some stuff like that. So that may go down for them. Remember, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Please take all my readings with a grain of salt. Okay, this is not made for defamation or, you know, anything like that. All readings are mere speculation or whatever, unless proven to be true. So, boom. This is what I have for them. But we're not done yet. We're not done. Because, first of all, let me find out the names of the rest of the members in BlackSwan before I come over here. I may separate this into, no, I don't want to, separate it into two. So this is going to be a long video. Young Hoon. That sounds like a man name. Not insulting her name though. Young Hoon. I would see it. I'm just saying. I would just think about a K-pop male artist. Okay. Young Hoon and Die? Judy. Okay, and Leia or whatever. Okay, she is the youngest. Oh, she's very young. Ooh, she's very young compared to the rest of them. Okay. Okay, that makes so much sense. Because I was like getting like really little annoying sister, like annoying little sister vibes, tantrums, all kinds of stuff like that coming from her. Okay. What was I going to ask? What is, Young-hoon? Young-hoon? What does Young-hoon feel? How does Young-hoon feel about this may have to be a part 2 for real, actually. I want to go ahead and see how Young-hoon feels about Leia and Fatsu. I was just going to do Leia, but I felt like that would be unfair because, you know, maybe they have some thoughts on Fatsu as well. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's get to the ugly. You know what I mean? Shoot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my some of my favorite decks. Lucy Cavendish, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, Alice in Wonderland decks. Yeah, this is Alice in Wonderland right here. I don't remember what the other one is. Is this the Shadows of Oryx? Stay tuned. The part 2 is going to be on Patreon where we talk about Young-hoon and Judy's side of the story.